Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, double honors to the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect and all the brothers pushing this work in sincerity and in truth. This is Brother Mine from GMS Toronto coming at you with another video. So I'll make this one quick, and you'll see how the Lord has He's the one who had done this, right? Right, because our people have sinned, right? So we must bear the indignation of the Lord, right? The difference between us and these people of our nation is we know why we sin. Our people have been plagued with so many things, right? And it has to be a higher power, right? But they don't consider that, right? We, the men of the Lord, we're trying to please the Lord to the best of our abilities, right? And a lot of us came out of lifestyles similar to this, right? I'm sure there are brothers who was down, all the way down, man, right? And the Lord took them out of situations like this, right? But there are a majority of our people who just got to go through all of this this madness all the way through the end, right? And this is a beautiful black woman right here, right? It's Eve, right? And look at the state she's in, right? She's in the city of San Fran, and then there's a Jake there just filming her acting a fool, right? So the men of our nation, majority of the men of our nation, they're gone, right? Because that's where the leadership is, right? The gates of languish, I'll get that. This is a Judite right here, casually smoking.
Nails looking good and everything. You know what I'm saying? Take a diva blast for me. I want to see you take a diva blast. We're going to call this a diva blast right here. You know what I'm saying? That's for the bad bitch from over there. That motherfucking crystal methamphetamines. Ooh, shit. That smoke going to hit my ass. God. Oh, God.
You see what I'm talking about? That's the state that our people is in at this moment. This whole pandemic, right, of drug taking is actually hitting the Edomite community just as harsh, right? But we went through our drug pandemic in the 70s and 80s, man. It was pretty bad, right? And now we see these Edomites going through the same thing, and now we see Jake back at it again, right? Because the Lord has brought the heat onto them again, right? That's them curses, man. You can't go. Doesn't matter where you go. Them curses are always going to be on you, right? Let's get Judah Languish, man. Judah Languish. Right back to the gates. Jeremiah 14. Jeremiah 14. Right back to the basics. It says here 14:2. Jeremiah 14:2. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up. Right? And their nobles have sent their little ones to the waters. They came to the pits and found no water. Right? And what's the living water? It's the scriptures, man. The words. The true men of the Lord, right? They're the little ones, We came to the water and we got fed. Now we're not thirsty anymore. The majority of our people, the water, the living water that's being fed right now, they don't want it. They reject it, and now look at them. They're thirsty, man. That's why when you go into the book of Ezekiel, the 37th chapter, it talk about the dry bones. That's a perfect example of a dry bone right there. That woman, and it's not just men. Yes, the men are the elect, but the whole nation, man, women, and children, right? They're all dry. They came to the pits and found no water. They returned with their vessels empty. They were ashamed and confounded, and covered their heads. Right? When you cover your head, it's a sign of being ashamed, right? Of being down. She's literally underground, man. Right? In the lower state. And that's the majority of our people. Who's not down in that sense is down in the spirit. Doesn't matter how much money they have or how famous they think they are. They're down in the spirit. right? Because if you don't have the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai on you, you're down, right? Because the ground is chapped, for there was no rain in the earth, and the plowmen were ashamed, they covered their heads, right? So let's go back to this word gates right here. The gate starts with the rulership, right? Which are the men of our nation. So when the men are down, the women are down. That's just how it is. Every nation that's up, it's always the men that are up, right? So our nation is down because the men are down, and now you see the state of our women. You see the state of our children. You see the state of our daughters, our sons, whomever have children and daughters, right? And that's just a small example, right? And this all goes back to the curses too, right? The curses, Deuteronomy 28, right? It's already 4 o'clock. Deuteronomy 28, right? Let me see what this is verse 16 says, "Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field," right? So this woman is sitting down on somewhere, a pipe somewhere in front of some stoop, right? She's cursed in the city. And that goes for a lot of our people, man. A lot of our people are cursed in the city, right? You go in the ghettos, you go in the barrios, you go anywhere where our people are, right? The ghettos, the hoods, whatever you want to call it, that's the city, right? The inner city. That's where the most damage is done from by our people, and the Lord is the one that did that, right? Cursed shall thou be in the field, cursed shall thou be, so like a curse shall be thy basket and thy store, right? Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body, which is what, your children, and the fruit of thy land, the increase of thy kind, and flocks of thy sheep. Cursed shalt thou be when thou comest in, cursed shalt thou be when thou goest out, right? And I'm going to finish here in verse 20. It says here, "The Lord shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke, in all that thou settest thine hand unto for to do," right? Why? Until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of the doings of thy doing, right? Whereby thou hast forsaken me. So, all these pestilence that you see, all the state that you see our people in, their mind, their physical, their mind, body, and soul, right, is at a lower state because they sin against the Lord. Shalom.